Good morning, facilitators. It's super exciting because we are hearing more now from those of you who are running your programs on a regular basis, the issues, the problems, the challenges, the obstacles, and by cracky, this is exciting. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you're actually in such an incredible place right now because this is what EAL is. So this is going to answer a few of you out there who have sent us some messages or some of the things that have been happening in workplace. So I really do hope each and every single one of you will listen to this entire video because it's so important that we understand what our role is and how we get to a place that we just do our job versus going to mom mode, grandma mode, woman mode, all of those modes that are just naturally in us. So first of all, when I first started, so for my first 2 years, and I know you've all heard the story, but let me tell you, I bawled like a wee baby. I took the stories that I've heard, I've taken the kids, I've taken all of those things into my heart, and I went to bed with them regularly. I felt like I was not doing a great job. I felt inadequate to being a facilitator. I felt inadequate because having to work with 2 horses and the numbers of kids that were with each horses, I just never felt like I was doing it right. So it's really exciting to hear that some of you are going through this as well because this is your growth time as well. So just know you're supposed to be going through this. So then Carolyn came and of course she got certified and thank goodness. Now there was 2 of us at least to be able to, debrief with each other and help each other through the situation. So how this personally works is doing this as a business, you have to stay in that mode. Yes, it's humbling, it's real, it's purposeful. But if we go into a mode where we're taking our hearts and our brain and combining it and overthinking situations is going to cause us much anxiety. Plus, it's going to affect our program. When we take things on like little Johnny is running over there and our brain goes directly to where that kid is going or that woman or whomever the case may be, you see, you've taken yourself out of the moment because now you're concerned with what that kid or person is not doing. That's not your job. So here's a great EAL story. So here's Carolyn and I, we're running these programs together now. So of course, as 2 facilitators, we can handle 4 horses, which is still outrageously crazy trying to get it all in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Well, no, I guess it's really just 50 minutes in the arena. Sorry, everybody. So we're running this program. We've got them into groups. And of course, they never like the teams that they're put in. And remember, start putting them in teams right away. So that means if 3 of the kids are sitting tightly together, those 3 kids don't get to go together right away because you have to run this as a business and we need conflict in order for people to change. So knowing this, we must get the brunt of their conflict situation as soon as we put them into teams. Those 3 people are not happy with us. However, they could adjust to the situation or they might not. But you see, we're setting that consistency for these people who have not consistency in their life. So you must always run it the same way no matter how hard it is. So most times the people do stay in the teams that Carolyn puts them in. However, sometimes we have people who say, oh my gosh, I hate that guy or she's such a bitch or blah, 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 blah. We just say, well, in life, do we always get to pick the teams that we work with? Now, most people say, oh, no. So either they'll go out and still stay with the teams that you told them or you had put them in, or sometimes what happens is we get out to the arena and those 3 boys just made their own choice that they're going to be a team no matter what. If they make that choice, always remember, we've always said in EAL, you always have choice in our programs. You have a choice. And just so you know how we run ours, because we work with a lot of youth at risk and behavioral issued kids. So what we say from number 1, the very beginning, is just so you know, You always have choice here at the Equine Connection. So that means if you come one day and you just don't feel like doing the program, hey, that's your choice. And it's beautiful that you have choice. However, there's two things that you must adhere. I would not use that word. There's two things you must always do here at our place. Is one, you must always have a helmet on your head, especially if you're working with kids who are under that age. And the second thing that you must do is you must always be where everybody else is. So that means they cannot go and sit with the parents. They cannot sit elsewhere. They still have to be in, let's say, your confined sitting area, maybe just outside the area. They must be there. So here's the other thing. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the story. Okay, so this is what we always say. So here we're running our program, and these kids are every which way but loose. We have 4 horses. These kids are all over, and you know, they never stayed in their groups. They never stayed really at an obstacle long enough. The bonus with all of this is you always have one of them who always stays with the horse, who just loves the horse. So it's like, yes, praise the Lord, because that's the ones that you can stay with. Now, here's the other bit with this as I'm finishing my story. Any human being that leaves the horse, do not go after them. Your responsibility as a facilitator is number 1, safety. And again, that parallels to what a horse needs. Number 1, safety. You do not run after another person. You do not go and get them. You do not go and ask them questions. You let them go. And if you want to think about how you would feel in this situation, again, you have to understand where these kids and people come from. When I'm having a situation and it's so overwhelming that I need to leave, I despise when a human being comes over and asks me, what's wrong? What can I help you do? Or you have to come back in? Oh, no, I don't. Because why? You just told me I had choice here. So you have to let those people go. Now, the one thing we also do is when we run these programs, there will be 1 or 2 of those people, again, being either the principal, a teacher, a leader of the organization, parent assistant, whatever the case may be. There will be 2 people who will at least be in charge of the kids or the women or the adults that are coming. Those 2 people are going to be your very good friends. Because why? You're going to tell them that they're not going to be involved in the program per se. But if they see that something is being done that is not safe, they are more than welcome to say, hey, Johnny, come on over here, and they can talk to that person. Because you need that additional help, but they cannot be in your program. So getting back to the story. So they are all over the place. Like 50 minutes went by. Well, no, it didn't go by this fast, because when you're going in that moment, you're like, oh my gosh, is the time ever going to end? Because it doesn't feel good. I have no idea if they're getting to the objective. I keep asking about the objective, but I have no idea, because the kids are moving all over the place. Women also do this as well, just so you know, for women at risk. So anyways, and again, our big thing is always the horse. So if there's a chance that, let's say, little Johnny is, I don't know, playing in the sand, and you know that that's not safe, we don't ask anymore, hey, Johnny, is that safe? Because little Johnny's going to say, yes, it's safe, because he's a guy, and he always thinks it's safe. So then I'll say, holy, did you see when you were playing with that sand what comet your horse just did? And his answer is going to be no. So then he's now going to be interested. So then I'm going to take it back to the team, and I'm going to say, hey, team, did you see what Comet did when little Johnny was playing with the sand? And maybe Sarah might say, oh, yeah, he turned his neck and he looked right at him. Or, I don't know, maybe Egbert or something might say, yeah, and his tail was really swishing. So you see, now I've got them back involved with the horse again. So even if it's for that moment, I got him back in, and that's my time to be able to hit the objective. Little Johnny may choose to run away again, but little Johnny, let him run away, because it's not for us. It's not our responsibility to go after the people without a horse. If you leave your people with a horse, you are causing unsafe. That means you must always be with the horse and let the human being run away. do whatever it is that they need to do. We've had women who will drop the lead rope and burst out of there crying. Why? Oh, sorry, I thought I stopped the video for a second. Why? Because it's too hard. It causes them much anxiety. And what do we let them do? We let them leave. They have to go get adjusted for themselves. But I tell you, if you don't concern yourself with running after the other people, you're doing your job. They will come back because they do like the horse and they do really want to be a part of it. They're just really needing to get their own thoughts put together or whatever it is that they need to feel to come back again. So are they still building skills? Yes, you bet they are. So anyways, this group leaves and Carolyn and I, we are so exhausted. We're like, oh my gosh. That was the worst EAL program we have ever had. We felt like a piece of crap. We had no energy. All we did, we had beer. We had to have a beer. And even as we had a beer, we didn't even want to talk. We were so drained, so upset. It just felt like it just was so wrong what happened. So then anyways, then I'm having a beer with my honey, which again is nice because now we're really debriefing. And he goes, so how was today? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was the absolute craps. That was the worst program we've ever had. He goes, I've never, ever heard you say this before. I'm like, yeah, it was terrible. And then as I'm drinking away, I said, but you know what was really cool is Ethan, who never stays with the horse, actually stayed with the horse for a good solid 2-3 minutes. He goes, well, that sounds successful. And then I'm like, yeah, and Charlie, who, again, he never seems like he wants to be involved in this. He doesn't look engaged, but he went around to every team today just to check in on the horse, say hi to the guys. Didn't do the program, but that's what he did. Sid goes, well, that doesn't sound so bad. So anyways, we came up with 4 things, and the lights went off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we did EAL today. That was pure EAL. So when we know that it's causing a lot of stress on us, that's when you really know. When everything is running absolutely smoothly, I have to say that's not the pure EAL, because it's the other pieces that make EAL so amazing. So to our mom brain, to our woman brain, to our grandma brain, the greatest thing you can do for your business is also let your organizations know you do not need a lot of detail. We stopped doing that long ago as well because Siksika Youth Medicine Lodge used to give us a list of all of the kids and why they were there. So then we'd hear of the animal cruelty, or we've heard that, you know, their mom got killed in front of them or their grandpa was raping them. That is information that should never go to us. Why? We are not qualified. And when we are not qualified, what happens is when these people who just are human telling us a story, we take it to heart. And then what happens is we go to making a judgment. We judge that we have to do more. Oh, no, you don't. If we go over the line and try to do more, we are actually hurting our program and hurting what happens. You have to go to a place that you know nothing except for they have behavioral issues. They have FAS, they have ADD, OCD, ODD, all of those beautiful acronyms. Or this is a group that, you know, women have been abused, they've been to jail, they've been drug and alcohol addictions. You need to know the general, but EAL works for every human being. When we don't know the stories, we don't make a judgment call ourselves, and we cannot afford to make a judgment call. EAL works. So the other thing, and I did make notes just in case I forgot anything, is how we run this on the very first day again. Here's the first day when we let them know that they have choice. We also go over, well, I go over, so Carolyn is the one who always does the teams. I go over to all of the parents and the teachers and whomever came in with all of the kids that day. And I let them know, we have certified facilitators here. So there are only 2 places that you can observe from. One is right here in the classroom, or one is out in the arena, but you must stand behind the rails and don't be intermingling with the clients as we're running the program for those 40 to 50 minutes in the arena. Now, Bree also came up with an observer card, which we've put in as well, and it's also in your workplace. We'll maybe post it again, but it's a little observer card, and I guess upside down, there we go. Anyways, it is a little card, and it's two-sided, so it tells them what they can and can't do there at your facility, whether it be outside or inside. So I love this now too, because it gives them the idea that they can't come into your arena and interfere, or your land, or wherever it is that you're doing. Parents are one of the biggest detriments to your program. Why? Because the kids are different in front of their kids. Us as parents know this. Our kids act differently when we are there. So just think of all these kids now who have additional issues that our kids don't have necessarily. We need to have them not be a part of our program, because that will cause more anxiety to us, which will change our program, because then we cause more anxiety to our horses who are trying to teach in the moment, but we're not allowing that situation to happen because our brain is making us go elsewhere. So I let them know always where you stand. They are not allowed to come into the arena. Now, because of the organizations we work with as well, we will also, well, the teachers are so smart, like we would always have two people who kind of help us. So that means, again, whether it be a teacher assistant and a parent, or of the principal and someone else, or the leader of the organization, they can be a part of helping you. So meaning, you can say to them on the side, if you see anything that's safety with any of your clients and what they're doing, you're more than welcome to call them over here and take them somewhere else and chat with them about what is good or right for them, because you want to be the facilitator that is always the one that's the positive. Meaning they're going to get all the things they can't do from their teachers, their parents, their foster parents, the home that they're working in, whatever. You must be the one who sees things differently. So when little Johnny is doing the stuff that you can't stand, pouring juice or something over the other kid. Oh, and just here's another tidbit. Don't have juice. Don't have snacks. That will cause more conflict to your programs. When we're done our 40 to 50 minutes in the arena, what we do is everybody comes in, they wash their hands or do the hand wipe thing, they have a cup of water that's getting thrown away, the cups, then they sit down. And then we debrief it. So you don't have additional things happening. If you want to serve juice and snacks after, no problem, but do it directly after you've done the debriefing, because then you won't have those additional situations going on. So things to think about and look for when little Johnny is running away, or little Johnny does not look like he's engaged. Don't prejudge that he's not engaged. First of all, you have no idea. We know in day 2 there's 3 ways to learn: touch, feel, and hear. So his might be here, and his might be here from far away. His might be that observation piece in seeing what's happening, but you are not running after him. You see, that gives him freedom. So you have to find out what was great about that situation. So Johnny running away. Maybe you saw what the horse was doing, and then I could bring up in the debrief, oh my goodness, and Johnny, when you left to go play with the sand over on the other side of the arena, you know, buddy, that was really fantastic that you knew yourself enough to know that it was just too much going on right now. That Comet was just a little bit, I don't know, wasn't happy, or you could see that he was swishing his tail, and you just decided that maybe you needed to head on over, release some of your own stuff, and play for a while. Great job, buddy. You got to start finding the positives and what it is that they're doing as a human being, because these are not our kids. Because we all know as parents and grandparents, we would never handle our kids the same way. We would say, quit that now, sit here now, blah, blah, blah. So you see, you can't go to mom and grandma and woman mode when you're doing these programs. You have to go with, you know how to run equine assisted learning. So in day 4 of your course, you always learn about how do we manage conflict? How do we manage the energy? Here is your job. You're managing it by the first day telling them, again, they have choice. You have people who are not interfering in your program. And again, remember, if you have a choice to not have parents there, I would have parents drop off their kids and only have 2 other people supervise while they're gone. because parents and kids, it's just not the same thing when there's behavioral issues, and you don't want to know their stories. So here's day 4 again, managing the energy. Managing means you have that 5 to 10 minutes in your briefing. Whether people are talking or it's chaotic or whatever, you have to finish it. You go to your arena, you do your 40 to 50 minutes, again, trying to hit each child or person 3 times with what the objective is. And again, you're only looking to your horse. Unless there is a safety issue, and there has been sometimes, I will say, whoa, everybody, and I yell. I say, stop right where you are. And then we have a meeting. Because my first thing will be, okay, we know this is a prey animal. What does that mean? Is he okay with everybody running around? What will this do to us if 1,200 pounds accidentally kicks us or hurts us? I bring it to their attention. But remember, if your horses are in and they're there helping you, you got to trust your horses. If you start thinking, you're going to affect your program. I would not assign seats to people either. If you assign seats to people, that means if they have ODD, the opposite disorder, what that means, if you tell them to sit in this seat, they're not going to sit in this seat. So you see, you have to think of every human being having ODD. Because when you think of everyone having ODD, that makes you a great facilitator, because you still have to facilitate the process. Take away things that will cause you problems and anxiety. So if that's the parents, put them somewhere else. But have 2 people out there with you, outside of your fence line, that again, who are looking at the safety piece. And if they see little Johnny is not safe, they can call him over and help you. It's the same thing when you debrief. Now you're debriefing. This is how we manage it. It's 15, maybe 20 minutes in the debrief. If those 2 supervisors are there in your classroom, and let's say everybody's yelling and screaming, instead of you saying, hey, everybody, maybe they will say, shh, everybody, you pay attention, that's not respectful. If you don't have good supervisors, you can say, whoa, everybody. Again, I always use whoa because it's parallel to what we use in the arena. Whoa, everyone. If our horses were in here right now, what would they think of none of us listening to each other? So you see, it's always about bringing it back to the horse and not thinking about how we can change the situation, because we can't change the situation. We can only manage the program that we have. Red light, green light. If it's on focus, that's what we can manage. We can manage focus. One time with this one, we had such chaos going on. It was crazy. We had the little boys. Little boys have lots of energy, very, very hyper, and they were beating up on our little body that was in the red light, green light. So they wouldn't stop beating up the little body. So what I did, because I knew I can't, if I step in to say, quit this, everybody, you cannot hurt my little body anymore. You see, I wouldn't have gaining respect from my clients nor trust. So what I did, because it was focus, I said, everybody, because I got a loud voice. I said, I want everybody to look at that wall. I want you to focus on that wall, your team and your horse. Focus on that wall, and I want you to start walking towards that wall. Well, you see, now everybody was now looking at that wall, which, again, the body was behind them. I took that body and I hit it so fast that it wasn't even funny. So when they turned around, the body was gone. They didn't even question me where the body was. You see, that's why it's so cool. You don't have to make these people do things. All you have to do is run it. So if that's all they got was looking at that wall, but they were focused, I would say, oh my gosh, and little Johnny, that was so great when I yelled, everybody focus on the wall. And what did you do? Your eyes went directly to the wall and walked forward. There's his positive moment. When you can start building these people up, who people always are giving them heck for being who they are, and you start bringing out the positives that they're bringing to your arena, oh my gosh, they are going to respect and trust you so much so that you're able to build them up in the programs. Now, for those of you who have 2 facilitators, and I think Jacqueline and Amy, you have 14 kids, and that's what Carolyn and I had with our Rocky View School Division. So that's 4 horses. So that means 4 kids are with 2 of the horses and 3 kids are with 2 of the others. Now, using the business pack, we've also given you, because Carolyn has made this, she's made a form so that she makes the teams up all the time ahead of time. So she wants the team of people different each time. And she looks back to see who she put everyone with. And then she makes notes after how that all worked, because you do want to separate the kids out. At one point, those 3 boys who all sat together get to be together. But that won't be till probably the 5th program or 6th program in. Because you have to, when you give human beings consistency that you run and manage this program, they respect that. And they know they can always count on you for that consistency piece. So you don't have to do that. Just start separating your people out differently. And even if they complain and they don't even come in to do it right away, don't worry about it. Only deal with the people that are with the horse. I promise you, little Johnny wants to be a part of this, and little Johnny will start seeing, as long as we don't wreck it by going and running after him or always being focused on that little Johnny. Little Johnny is hearing, he's seeing. I promise your nerves are going to be shot. Welcome, welcome. This is exciting, because that is the way it all really rolls. I'm just going to look at my notes to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. La, 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 la. Okay. I think, by cracky, I've answered everything. Please let me know, especially Jacqueline, Amy, Kim, and there was somebody else. Oh, Karen Taylor. So let me know if this has helped. It is one of the hardest things that you will do as a mom, woman, grandma. It really is. But it's so worth it when you can stop yourself from not being how you would be with your own kids or your own family, because it's not the same. This program is researched. It totally makes sense, but you have to stay business and you have to run the program as we did in day 4, and maybe go back to reading that chapter again, because conflict is our friend. And conflict means that they're stepping out of their comfort zone. That's very exciting. But we don't want to be like everyone else in their life who's always telling them not to do this. Don't do that. Don't go there. Hey, pay attention. Hey, you sit in your seat. Hey, why'd you pour juice over them? You see, even the kid pouring juice over the other kid, again, I would say, holy, Johnny, what do you think Jordy would have said about that? You see, I would still bring the horse back into the classroom even though I didn't have the horse. So yes, it will grate on your nerves. I promise you that. But once you start understanding how to just keep going, keep rolling with it, by cracky, you've hit it. And you are going to bawl your face off in the happy way after you are done the program, because you're going to see beautiful changes because you've changed yourself. And again, you don't have to control these people. And again, all you have to be is with your horse. That's the number one place that you need to be with. Any human being who leaves, don't ask them why. Don't care the why. You cannot solve it for them. We've already said this is going to build skills for themselves. You can't build it. If you chase after another human being, you are enabling. And keep thinking this inside your head. As you're briefing, as you're facilitating in the arena, and as you're debriefing, when I enable, I am a teacher. But when I facilitate, I am empowering a human being to go further than they ever imagined to do or to be. So hope this all helps everyone, and have a great day. Yay! Welcome to EAL. I'm so excited for all of you. Okay, bye.